Dunkley. Lockie Neal's on the move. Lockie Neal's kicking at goal. Again, pretty steadfast stuff from the returning Brown, but it stays in for Bailey. The harder it is, the more he thrives. What a player, what a goal. Morris's touch to Lohman and McKenna. A mere formality to finish it. Neal just stood and delivered for Dunkley, so they had to dig deep to their experienced players, and a bit of luck goes a long, long way. Got the hand off to Dunkley and now to Ashcroft from the corner. Some more amazing craft. It's a goal, and what a great goal it is. 666 made even numbers. Here he is again, Bailey. His own individual highlight reel will be incredible. Fated for the star that he is. Target. Hipwood just picked it up and then blasted it through for a goal. Good to have you back, Eric. A little slow in the first half. But in game 250 for their champion defender, a successful return for Eric Hipwood.
The Brisbane Lions Fancast is back with JB and Patrick. Thanks to Hop On Brewery Tours. Thanks to EB by Hiker. And, of course, thanks to Crisp Marketing. After an underwhelming performance against the Tigers down in Hobart, we finally reached the bye at 8-6. And thanks to everyone that has stuck with us so far throughout 2026. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow and leave us reviews. And, of course, visit us at the website, brisbanelionsfancast.com.au. And if you really like what we do, our tip jar is there if you want to throw us some dollary dues. We do very much appreciate it when that does happen. And a big shout out to those that have contributed to the show so far this year. You can also buy some shirts there as well. Some great merch available for you through our print bar store too. We've reached the bye 8-6, Patrick. We sit 9th on the ladder, I think, from memory. And just behind Adelaide on percentage. They do have a game in hand, though. 7th. 7th we sit. 7th is the new 9th. With the way it's all shaped up now. So we're going to get into all sorts of ladder chat a little bit later on, because there's some pretty damning stats that we're going to have a bit of a chin wag about. But ooh, that game on the weekend was very reminiscent of some of our earlier wins in the season. One where we put together a very short burst of footy, and that's really all it was. Tigers were really good. Their pressure was immense. And if it wasn't for their poor finishing in the second quarter, they probably could have gone into the main break with a 4-goal lead, really. They did just about everything right, and we were caught on the hop a few times, mate.
Yeah, they were kicking them all over the place. But, I mean, if we had converted some inside 50s in the first quarter, we could have been 4 to 6 goals up as well. So it's sort of swings and roundabouts. You forgot to mention we're 1 win off third.
Yeah, it is a little bit like that. We've got some very tough games coming up after the bye. That's really gonna put us in our place one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, I think, my statistician nonsense, we can afford to lose both those games and still finish in the top 4, but we then would have to win every other game.
The run home, and aside from those 2 games, there's a couple of tougher games. Yes, there's a couple of tougher games in there, but the draw is a little bit more favourable, and of course we will be getting some troops back as the season goes on. Link McCarthy won't be one of those in the next little week again. He's had another setback. Would you believe it?
Yes.
But blokes like Froggy Lester, Hugh McCluggage, Dane Zorko, not too far away, which will be very welcome additions. And then Oscar Allen, he's probably, another 5-6 weeks away after that as well. But as you predicted, and much to my chagrin, who was very much in the hope of no change, Eric Hipwood came back and played his first game of footy in 300-odd days.
Our terms, we got there. So it was okay. I did think of you and how, you would have been a grumbling mess. But you know who wasn't a grumbling mess? Me.
as much as I wanted no change, having Rick back into the fold was good. A nice little game down in Tassie against the Tigers before the bye is probably as good as it's going to get for a welcome back.
Yes, and also us and I guess everyone else forgot that it was Harris's 250th last week as well. So sorry, Harris, plus everyone. But I guess, if you're a two-time premiership captain, who was the first of kind of a new era of Brisbane-born Lions players that are very important to, growing the game and, within the competition, fucking no mention until like the day before. He didn't have a 250 game countdown. He didn't have anything of that sort. So only a two-time premiership captain, 3-time, should be 5-time All-Australian. But here we are.
Very understated, as is the man himself, to be fair. So it's probably
once I knew it was his 250th, I knew that they would pick Hipwood because it's such a symbolic thing for those two, the two pillars at either end, to share this moment on the same day. I thought it was really nice. And really good because, they were kind of the two that, I would say gave us a bit of hope in that time where you're like, okay, you can probably build a team around these guys. And as it's gone on, Hipwood's flitted in and out and had injuries and started, form, whatever. But when he's available, he's always picked.
Yeah.
So, excellent stuff. Loved it.
Now, as I said off the top of the show, Tigers were good. They were coming off the bye. And one thing that Fag said throughout the week really sort of stuck with me, I guess, is sort of like where they're at in terms of, their ladder position. Probably not so much accounting for their injuries, but where they're at, they're young. They're playing footy the right way. They're obviously, like I said, the pressure was immense. They were moving the ball pretty well. The hunger is there. We pinched some games we probably shouldn't have when we were, in a similar position. And Fag said, look, that's exactly what they're going to be trying to do, especially coming up against the reigning premiers. So why wouldn't they try and give it their all? And they did. They've forced us long down the line. They clogged up the middle of the ground, wouldn't let us go there. Very rarely were we able to move the ball through the centre of the ground. Forced long down the line, quite a lot down the wings. So, and then, their turnover game was working for a while. I was still fairly confident they weren't going to be able to, maintain it across 4 quarters, just with being how young they are and inexperienced. So that was always at the back of my mind. And I'm going to say something that I know you hate. A better team would have beaten us. Any other team.
We would have played better against a better team, you would hope, given that situation, which we did the week before. Someone said during the game, like, why do we always lower our standards against, the lower teams? I said, hey, we lower our standards against the good teams too. So, we have in recent times. But yeah, the continuity was good. I think the team are probably a bit tired of being the hunted all of the time, even, given the context. I don't quite understand what they pump the balls up with in Tasmania that just makes no one able to kick the ball particularly well most of the time. They're whizzing and spiraling and doing all sorts of crazy nonsense. And it wasn't just us. I mean, it was more us, but it seems like no one gets really very clear disposal. So, weird one. But yeah, it was one in the bag that had to happen, and I didn't get my 50-plus point win, but probably should have, but probably couldn't. It could have been worse. And ultimately, in the end, when you looked at the one-on-ones, they won a couple of them, and they kept them in the game pretty long. But ultimately, we won more one-on-ones, which is what I said probably would happen. So, which is just quality. They have some players to watch out for. That Tom Stewart clone that turned up from the mid-season draft.
Dead ringer.
He's just like, cool. He's a good player. Gardner got a bit of a toweling.
He had a mare. One of his worst games this year.
But I think across the ground, that I thought I was expecting us to have about 98% of the hit outs, given it was Bolter, and we had first touch on the ball quite a lot, but we've had first touch on the ball quite a lot in this season, but it just gets played out of. There was some really nice hit-out work, though. So
Draper was good. It was probably one of Draper's better games, too.
Yeah, he's definitely growing into it, and the consistent football, I think, is important. It's something he's not had, continuity. And there's good relationships that are growing. We won. It was good. You know, there were some pretty good performances.
Definitely, yeah.
And I think
there was
overall,
a handful that were really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think overall it was a pretty even contribution. It was a game that sort of happened, and it was, you know, as I said, I think third, fourth quarter, a lot of the time we were just talking about Shadowbrain's family and how he's got a million brothers and sisters and stuff like that. So it kind of, I think everyone knew that we were pretty comfortable in the second half after we put that burst on. So, how did you see it?
Yeah, I guess as I said, just, you know, I wasn't worried. I mean, I was actually genuinely impressed with the way the Tigers were playing their footy. Like, if I was a Tigers fan, I'm sitting there watching that going, like, yeah, we're rocking up, we're here to play, we're playing in the right way, we're taking it to the two-time premiers without pressure, we're not letting them play the game they want to play. But at the end of the day, the class and the experience sort of got it done. And it really happened in sort of like a 3-minute burst. You know, Richmond kicked the first goal of the third quarter, and then we just got it out of the middle again and again and put on 3 or 4 goals like that. And then that gap was never really breached, and we just sort of held them at arm's length for the rest of it. There was, as you said, some good footy. There was some good performances. I want to give a quick shout out to Connor McKenna, who's been in the team now for, 6 weeks or so? He's been really good.
Yeah, he brings the kind of, I mean, he's not noted for being a defender's defender, but he's able to get away with it in the forward line. Like, if he defended that much in the back line, we'd be in all sorts. But because he's in the forward line doing it, it reflects really well. It keeps some of them honest up there. But he's doing a really good job. And, he's a likable guy. You know, it's a likable situation. We got goals in red time. We got goals in red time. Gee, goodness me, which helped us to lead that, you know, the end of the first quarter. And Dunkley with a... Now, did you hear this correctly? A Dacos-esque leg break. Now, famously, Nick Dacos or Peter Dacos or Josh Dacos, not a Shane Warne one. It was right there. You could have even gone Stuart McGill and I would have been happy. But anything to cram him in, holy moly, that was... It was, for me, like, Hutto's good. It was a pretty bad comms lineup for me. I didn't like it at all. Jared Healy needs to go into a bin and stay there. He's archaic.
Yeah,
and doesn't understand the game or, watch the game.
I was worried he was going to say what a great handballing team we are again, because he's wheeled that a couple of times. And it's just like, we're famously at this stage not. When every other team is embracing this forward handball game, we seem so reluctant to do it, even though, like, you can see that it's winning games of footy and it's tearing us up. Like, it is absolutely tearing us up when we get it done to us. But we're not adopting it. And as I said last week on the show, it could be because we found a method that was so successful and won us 2 flags. Why would you go and change that? Well, because it's getting found out, and this forward handball game seems to be the way of the future and the way that is winning games of footy. So maybe it's time to embrace it a little bit.
So who would you put the best forward handballing game team as at the moment?
At the moment, it's hard to tell. GWS are really good at it. Sydney started really well with it, but their last few weeks they've sort of just got out of jail against some teams that they probably should have put away hard. Freo, when they do it very well. Adelaide's embracing it a little bit more now as well, and their last couple of weeks has been really good.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Adelaide. Don't want to talk about them. It took a little bit of time for Eric to get up and going.
I was happy that he got a freebie, if you will, with a 50-metre penalty for his for a shot on goal.
To kick it from 40 metres.
Yeah.
But yes, I know what you mean. But also at the same time, don't run there.
Oh, I've got nothing. No quarrels about the nature of the 50. I'm just glad that he was able to just have like a relatively easier shot at goal for his first one back after 300 days. Like, here you go, welcome back.
And then he sort of just scored a bullshit one a little bit later on, which was really fun. So there is a nice video of him kicking his goal, and the boys went to him. Yeah, they loved it. Will Ashcroft scored another goal of the year contender. In my opinion, this is his fourth best goal.
Yeah. It's funny because last year when we played Richmond, very forgettable game aside from Will Ashcroft's goal. This year, pretty similar. Although Bales had a very good one. Neil had a couple of that shot from 50. Like
there was some good goals in this game from both teams.
Tim Taranto set shots out of nowhere. He had a great game.
One of the great comments about Tim Taranto was that his eyes look like they belong to a different human, which is quite funny because he's got these little glassy, sad eyes. So it was. The commentary shit, man. I'll tell you why. Because we only have, in their opinion, 3 good players, and you want to know who they are? Have 3 guesses.
Oof. I don't know.
Use your brain. Like, think about what the media would say our 3 best players at the moment are.
What the media would say would probably be...
And maybe why the motivation of the media would be to say this.
Yeah, Neil, Bailey, Harris.
Morris, Neil, Bailey and Morris are our 3 best players. Everyone else is kind of a bit shit in their opinion. And they, the things they do go under the radar. And it's like, I wonder why. Like... It's like Zach Bailey is so famously frustrating as all hell and then like does a banana from the pocket. It's like, it's annoying. So, and it's really convenient. And there was a bit of chat, because North Melbourne sold that game to Optus. So there was a lot of talking and theorising as to, they get paid their money for selling that game. What can they spend that money on? Because it can't go into the soft cap. It can't go into they can run media things. So you look at the most wealthy teams in the competition and you wonder why they get the coverage they do. That's why. Did get some feedback from some Toowoomba's.
I did say that.
I don't know if they call themselves Toowoomba's. I'm just going to... they said I was right. Nothing really happens there. Although it was the Flower Festival?
No, it is. It's got another name. Festival. No, the Carnival of Flowers.
Okay, so I got the thing wrong, but it's still garden based. So I'm taking
Sure.
Taking it's so yes. Yeah.
As we said, Darcy Gardner, not a great game. Harris, one of his better games for a while. Wilmot again, very very good.
Gallop down back again, and he's just so good.
He's so good.
His willingness to go at the ball and his ball usage out of the back line is really good. He doesn't get it right every time, but at the same time, he's still played 20-odd games.
Yeah, it'd be roughly that.
The amount of upside, and I think that the going back and forward actually has been helping him with either side, except for his goal kicking last week, but aside from that, like it helps him position, and it's working. I like it, working well for me. So that is good. Brain was still there, Ainsworth was still there. Like, it was a game. Yeah, Richmond played really well.
The balance of the back line is better at the moment. With Brain and Ainsworth in there, and then you've got Motti and Fletcher.
Yeah. Anything else? I don't know. We didn't really cover the game very much, but I think
I don't know. It's just one of those games where it's like, okay, we got away with it. No injuries. We get to the bye. We know we've got 2 very tough games coming up. Let's take a moment to regroup and hopefully get some players back in the next sort of 3 or 4 weeks and really try and launch an assault in the back half of the year and see if we can make a fist of this season and put ourselves back into contention. I did say I was going to have a bit of a ladder / stat chat with you. If you were to guess where we rank in the AFL for tackles, where would you say?
Do you want to do votes first, or do you want to put me through my anguish of doing this?
No, anguish. Anguish first,
okay,
and
we're
we can
picking
have votes as
anguish.
dessert.
All right, cool. Well, I will get my revenge. I will say like 15th, but also could be 3rd.
17th. Only Richmond's worse than us at the moment in terms of tackles, which is...
What about Gold Coast? Don't have Gold Coast famously not won, like they've won one tackle count all season?
Yeah, but they find themselves sitting about 13th. Yeah.
So we spike. I agree these stats are going to be damning, but I think that there are mitigating circumstances around this, and like when you get bodied pretty hard, you're not going to be laying many tackles. So I think look at the mitigating circumstances. There are loads.
Yes, there's that. And the other circumstance is until next week, like not everyone's played the same amount of games as well. So, which leads me to my next little bit here. You know how I put together the premiership window, I don't know, a handful of weeks ago? I've done it again. I've updated it. I've updated it again. We sit second for points for. And after this week, we'll probably float down to 3rd or 4th. For points against, so defense, we are bottom 4 at the moment. But we could shoot up sort of 4 places, depending on how many points get put on St Kilda. But we'll probably shoot up a little bit. So still outside the window in both categories, but we've fallen behind in both.
Yeah, I mean, and it's probably understandable. Like we still take a lot of shots. So to go back to the tackle thing, 2 reasons why our tackle count is low. When we get beaten, we don't tackle anybody, and when we win, we don't tackle anybody. So yeah. I have a question. Where were we on the tackle count last season?
Well, let's have
in the home and away season.
All right, let's have a quick look.
Not finals. Finals don't count.
Okay, well, I don't know if it's going to be able to break it down for me in home and away and finals, but let's have a little look here.
I hope it can, because I think finals are a very different kettle of ball games. While you're doing this, I'm just going to assure everybody that we're not playing that game again this week.
Yeah, that's important that we do tell people that we don't do that.
Did you have any like analytics of the drop off during that?
No,
because I imagine it was quite high. I wouldn't have sat through it, and I sat through it. I did watch it back, and I was expecting you to cut out a hell of a lot more, and you didn't cut anything.
Yeah, I thought, you know what? I did cut out a fair amount of silence in the audio version. So
Good.
There's that.
But you got my pensive thinking. So a bit of closure. The ghost was actually a big cookie falling down.
Yep.
So that was good because I ended up having a cookie. So we're all happy with that. Now, I'm padding for time. Have you found
No,
the
it's
statistics
only
I
giving me
crave?
players right now.
Well,
It's
that
only
can
giving
be...
me players I want to do at teams. I was able to find it. Team rankings. It's giving me...
Do you pay for
stuff.
champion data, or are you just like looking at AFL tables?
I'm looking at the AFL website.
Oh, why are you looking... This sounds like a horrible place.
That's how I found it, but then I thought it would be very easy. Okay, yeah, give me that, please. Confirm. 2025.
It's quite funny because, you know, when I'm letting the awkwardness go, I just silent, and you're like, I've got to make sound while I'm trying to figure this out.
So 2025, we sat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th for tackles total.
In the home and away season?
Now that I can't give you.
Because we were playing more games.
Yes. Now I understand that. it won't give me the option to break it down. And
okay, because I
before we
think
piss away any
I
more
would be
time.
surprised if we were top 10 in tackles.
But we sure as hell weren't 17th.
No, but we also didn't get belted as many times.
Check out the best breweries across Brisbane and the Gold Coast with Hop On Brewery Tours. Book a half or full day tour at hoponbrewerytours.com.au.
Well, there you go.
Right.
All right, there's your anguish. Now we can do some votes thanks to hoponbrewerytours.com.au. Book yourself a half or a full day tour. Ashcroft
You go
the 3
first.
for me. Ashcroft the 3 for
shocker.
me. Yeah, I know. I'm going to give Harris Andrews the 2 and Sam Draper the 1.
Okay, fair enough.
Neil unlucky and Wilmot unlucky, but bloody Wilmot's been
I mean,
raking up.
Wilmot's gotten every vote in the past month. I will go Ashcroft W the 3, and I'm going Dunkley 2 and Jared Berry for 1.
Jared Berry. He's
He
been
took
good.
marks probably could have given Draper 2 votes, but I think Dunkley, because he kicked a goal, he was probably owed from last week. So,
And a very, very unconvincing goal that it was, but it was a goal.
yes, it was a goal, and that's all that matters.
All right, well, there we go. It's hard to tell with changes and stuff because bye, so we can sort of talk about that next week. The twos have also got to buy next week. They did okay against Werribee, considering.
Yeah, they
considering they've
held
got
up until 3/4 time, right? And then
yeah. Considering they got bloody no players available at the moment.
Dara Joyce. Did Joyce play, or was he a travelling emergency for the ones?
No, Joyce played. Curtin though was a travelling emergency.
Solid as a rock, Joyce. So
Yeah. I thought he was probably unlucky to get dropped, maybe. But
well, I mean, given the situation around our team, if Leicester is coming back, I'm inclined to keep Gallup and keep obviously Harris Andrews, and I think Gardner can. He's probably a little bit down the pecking order at the moment, and it's not just based on that. I like him a lot, but he's kind of. This is the weird thing I was thinking about. He's having a terrible game, and I'm sort of like. He's almost like this team's Clark Keating, where he just is a bit like, what's he doing? And then in finals, he's just like, bam. So maybe that'll happen. I don't know.
yeah,
But
I mean,
he's
largely
very-
he's pretty reliable, pretty consistent. Yeah, the weekend was not good. What are your thoughts when Froggy comes back into the mix? Are you running Harris, Dizzy, Gallup, and Froggy all in that back line?
Nah, I'm taking Gardner out. I just said that.
You're taking him out.
Yeah, verbatim just said I'm going Gallup, Frog, and Harris.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think that Leicester's a better ball user. He is a little bit smarter, and I think he kind of is better for the overall team reliability. But it's the sort of thing where you can do whatever you want when that happens. Maybe they'll put Gallup forward and they'll put Gardner, and we'll have a larger, taller forward line. I don't know. So there could be a few things. It could be the sort of thing where, unfortunately, Tunstall's defensive running comes out, or something like that, or Brain might come out. So there's a lot of factors there, I think. But I think our key position defenders, those three. Harris, Gallup, and Leicester. Speaking of key position defenders, felt so bad for Starcevic. Like Jinby does his quad, and then he has to play centre half back.
I know.
It's just like, come on, man. He's never played centre half back for us, except maybe like one time when shit was going real bad, and I just was like, oh man, the man wanted to play some more midfield minutes. Now he's playing key position defender.
Yep.
Welcome to West Coast, baby. Sorry.
That was that was actually a fairly gripping game for how bad it was, really.
It was extraordinarily compelling, and North Melbourne tried their absolute best to throw.
Yes.
So
Yes, they did.
Jake Waterman couldn't quite seal the deal. So are we going to do do we really want to do a season recap? Because all it's going to be is you being like, the season's been shit, and me being like, it's been pretty bad, but it can get better. Like, that's in a sentence what the podcast will be.
More or less. I mean, we find ourselves 8-6. Losses to the Dogs, Melbourne, GWS, Freo.
Sydney.
Who else was it? Yes, Sydney
Geelong.
early on as well, and Geelong. Good wins against Collingwood and Adelaide and Gold Coast. A scrape over the line against Carlton. Wins that were 5 goals against Essendon and St Kilda, but again came down to sort of 15 minutes of blistering footy. Unconvincing, I guess, as a whole, but not writing us off, because I've done that before and it's backfired, so I'm not prepared to do it yet. But I'm certainly not sitting here going, I'm fully confident we can make top 4. Not in the same way that you are.
Yeah, I just sort of think that they tend to do the right things at the right times, and the second half of the season is a bit of it's a different thing. They'll sort of sit there, put their heads together, and go, "What's not working? What is working?" There's a few different elements with the coaching, I think, which could be looked at. The teasing distance and stuff just sort of isn't really working as well as it has been, and I think that's probably because the handball game kind of defeats that. You're moving the ball sharper and you're moving through and you're running through. So I'm hoping on the other side of the bye we'll see a few different things, and we'll see...
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
More continuity, What am I excited for? Continuity. What am I more excited for? More continuity. And, continuity in terms of bringing better players back in as well, and having all of that to feast on, because
the big one is the continuity. Just not being able to wheel out the same team, most weeks has been pretty infuriating. And then, you get the injury report that comes out on Tuesday and it's like, oh, there's another guy that's out for 6 weeks. And it's like they're always sort of like 4 to 6 weekers. And it's just very, very frustrating. So to be able to eliminate that in the back half would be good. I'm with you on hoping to see something a little bit different in the back half, because clearly teams have had over 2 years now to work on what makes Brisbane Lions dangerous and to shut it down, and more teams are doing that efficiently in 2026, it seems. And it would just be nice to see, I guess, us to try and work around that a little bit. I'm not necessarily saying embrace the forward handball game, but it's sort of like 2024, it took us 44 points down in the third quarter against the Giants for us to go, all right, well, we've got to do something here. Just sort of, I don't know, do what you feel, and we pulled a win out of our ass. And then, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but Fags was saying, like, pressure hasn't really been our thing, and I thought, maybe coming into finals we could use that as a secret weapon, and suddenly our pressure dialed up, and it's like we can just do it when, I don't know, on a whim. I don't know, it's just, like I said, unconvincing. I'm not sitting here going, yeah, we're the danger, and I know we've got enough credits in the bank that if, we find ourselves in that top 6 come September, that most teams probably wouldn't want to come up against us.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, like, yeah, we're not the danger, but, like, I don't know, if you're not going to sit next to us, like, we'll shoot you. We're not safety. Like, you're not trusting, if you're in opposition, you're not trusting that we're, like, going to help you with your shopping bags. We're going to push your walker down a hill. They're probably not going to do that. All this unreliability aside, do you know who was extremely reliable?
Who?
The Socceroos. They were extraordinarily reliable and assured, and it was fantastic. And that's probably all I'll say about that. But thoroughly enjoyed that watch to take the edge off of the Lions game afterwards. So, and thank you for everyone involved for not spoiling anything. Let's see you later.
Now, I didn't watch the Socceroos.
You had bigger and better fish to fry, didn't you?
No, not necessarily.
Fried chicken? Fried rooster?
Yes, yeah, Maruka over 35s had their game against Sandgate Sunday evening. I'm very sore today. But we got the win, so that's good. And
Hey, save it for Chook Chat.
Okay, save that for a bit later. All right, let's get into some tipping for this week.
EB by Hiker is your home for away games. Live footy on the big screen, good beers, good food, good vibes. 65 Manila Street, East Brisbane.
And I got 4 from 7. Missed out on the Dogs, I tipped the Eagles and the Giants.
Yeah, I got the North Melbourne. Man, Western Bulldogs are so annoying. Like, it was all lined up because, I didn't tip the Bulldogs last week and I didn't tip Adelaide last week, which I've, well and truly been told about. And they played each other. And I hate both of them.
Of course, tipping is thanks to EB by Hiker, and they are doing watch parties for the World Cup as well. If you want to head along and get yourself a game day package for any of the Socceroos World Cup games, ebbyhiker.com.au comes with a 3-hour drinks package and, of course, a meal from the kitchen as well. And giving the weekly winners 300 waypoints, and, of course, the overall winner of our tipping competition is going to win a grand final watch party worth $790. This week's weekly winner is Murdoch H. So get in touch via socials, Murdoch, or shoot us an email, blfancast@gmail.com, and we'll get that prize to you. Got a full round, Murdoch. 7 from 7.
Well done.
The only person in our comp to do so. So well done.
Oh, yeah. Tipping is falling off the deep end.
All right, let's have a look to next week. Freo Geelong Thursday night. That should be a fun little game over in Optus. Now, this is the only game so far that Freo has lost, all the way back in round 1.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Freo was winning like good portions of the game, and then Geelong ran over the top of them late. And
I remember. Yeah, I remember now. I was just I'm tipping Geelong.
You tipping Geelong? I'm tipping Freo.
The derailment starts now.
Okay.
I don't know.
Gold Coast Hawthorn at People First Stadium. Now Dimmer's had his little
tantrum?
Dressing down from he's had his tantrum. Now he's had his dressing down from Swanee.
That said, Geelong got a lot of bullshit free kicks.
They did.
Like, it was unreal how, like, the analogy he made was actually pretty on point, I reckon. Like,
yeah, except he called it
to admit
Russian.
It. Yeah, he's obviously, topical. But, yeah, and I wanted so much for Gold Coast to win that game. Just the stupid bloody whiteout. Awful.
It's not for everyone.
Awful.
Winning on a whiteout.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
I am going to tip Hawthorn, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Gold Coast win this one.
I'm tipping Gold Coast.
Okay.
I'm tipping Adelaide, and I guarantee you Melbourne are going to win just to spite me.
Adelaide are looking good at the moment. And one of my favourite players, Jordan Dawson, is killing it.
Yeah. He somehow looks older and younger recently. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it's weird. It's like he looks more baby-faced, but his hair's more thinning. It's weird. God.
GWS Carlton in a game that not very many people are going to be watching.
No, they're not. They should line that up with the next Socceroos game. They probably have. I don't know. The one after that is the one that I'm like... Collingwood and Port Adelaide. That's a horrendous game. The Battle of the Bars.
Port's
Awful.
been good without getting wins. They've lost a lot of games by under 10 points this year.
Yeah, and in all of those games, they've lost by under 10 points. I've tipped them every time, so I'm really annoyed.
And they've been up as well.
Yeah, choking Choking. North Melbourne.
Yeah. And then the Dogs in St Kilda. That's
so gross. So gross. Like,
that's a tough one.
Bulldogs, but who knows?
St Kilda
Who
were good on
knows?
the weekend against the Giants.
I didn't watch.
Oh, why would anyone... I mean, aside from the fact that Toby Green said, don't anyone watch this game, there was no way I was watching GWS St Kilda anyway.
No, I think that's kind of one of the funny elements of it, is that no one was going to watch anyway. So, yes, those were the tips. Good luck to the tippers.
Thanks to EB by Harker. We're going to save any questions for next week before the Sydney game. So if you do have any questions you want us to have a chat about here on the show, get them in any of our socials. Just search for BL Fancast, of course. Get in touch via the website or blfancast@gmail.com. Now, you spoke about this before, the game that I put out last week. Fair to say, didn't necessarily... didn't resonate with many people, so it's been put in the bin for now. And
certainly didn't resonate with me, that's for sure.
So you're bringing a game this week. Now, a lot of footy fans would know the online game 23-0 or 23-0. I've spent a bit of time playing this one. I've managed to get the 23-0 three times. So, but it is a very frustrating game, and if you haven't played it, give yourself a go. It's a bit of fun. 23-0.com. You said we're going to play this today, but you've got a slight variation on it.
Twist. Yeah, we're going for the worst team.
Okay, so we want a 0 and 23.
Which is impossible, but it's the conditions are worst team, but they have to be players that we know. So we can't do what I did.
You can't just scroll down to the bottom of the list and... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can't pick, like I did, Peter Berbatov. Like, who the fuck is that? I picked him because his name was like Berbatov, the soccer player.
Sure.
So they've got to be players that, I'm sure you could lie and say that you know him. Like, oh, yeah, I know Peter Berbatov, but you don't. Like,
I don't know Peter Berbatov, but I'm sure there are some niche players in there that I would know that you wouldn't, just as the nature of my brain. All right, so anyone that wants to fully immerse themselves in this, make sure you're watching this one on YouTube. I'm going to go my first spin here. And I've got West Coast Eagles from the 2020s.
That's a hot start, man. Hot start.
There's plenty to choose from here. See,
you've got to do it. You have to do it. You have to pick Witherden.
Oh. Rotham's a shout.
I mean, Witherden probably has too many disposals.
Yeah, I've got no idea how he actually went by the time he was at West Coast.
Not great.
Rhett Bazzo. Now,
He's
Luke
still
Foley,
playing.
I don't know. Tyler Brockman, I do know. Tyler Brockman.
Petrovsky Seaton, man, as a mid.
Oh, jeez.
He's so bad.
Jack Graham's a fair way down this list. Job Shanahan's good. He's a fair way down this list. All right, let's work our way. Sandy Brock, I do know. He came across from the Suns. Oh, Matt Owies. Greg Clark, I don't know. Archer Reed, I barely know.
Like, if you barely know them, they can't. But like, all of these players are... I'm just saying you can't pick some obscure guy from, like...
Yeah.
Fremantle in the 90s that, like, played one game.
With a ruck situation. Nick Naitanui in the 2020 still got 30-odd hitouts. That's crazy.
Jesus, you take a long time. Just pick someone. I would have had my whole team by now.
Archer Reed as my forward. St Kilda in the 90s.
See, this is where it's going to come in with, like, do we know who this is?
Oh, I wonder if Stevie Lawrence is down here. Or was he 2000s by the time he went to St Kilda? Probably was. Can I get a Brett Voss?
Would it be in 1990s?
Oh, Matthew Lappin. Oh, St Kilda Matthew Lappin. Dean Rice. Barry Hall 90s edition. Shane Wakelin, where are his numbers? Or Shane Wakelin as
That's
9
awful.
disposals. Yeah, I'll go Shane Wakelin as our defender. Collingwood in the 2000s. Oh, damn. That was screaming out for Carnesis. What do I need? A mid, a utility, and a ruck here. Who's rucking in the 2000s? Josh Fraser. Oh, Anthony Rocker is a ruck. Oh, Steve McKee. He's my ruck. North in the 2010s.
For reference, I just mouthed who the fuck is Steve McKee, but
he does. I think he rucked against us in one of those grand finals, Steve McKee.
Jeez. Mustn't have been very good. Greamer Wormtongue's in there. Who's Greamer?
I don't know. Oh, Robin Nahas as my utility. Thank you. Sydney 2000s. Oh, there's some good players in here. Oh, Marty Matner. Who was that big Canadian guy? Mike Pike. I need a mid.
Did Mike Pike end up being a wrestler or something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Schneider? Yeah, Schneider as my mid. All right, I've gone 8 and 15 with that team. Archer Reed, Shane Wakelin, Steve McKee, Robin Nahas, and Adam Schneider.
All right, so 8 and 15. You're going to have to extend the window a little bit because I couldn't see any of the player names. So,
okay. All right, we're going to build another one here. All right, so your first spin. Geelong in the 90s.
Just pull it across slightly so I can see. Yeah, that works.
There we go. All right, where do you want to start here? You got Geelong in the 90s.
Just scroll a little bit. Scroll down a little bit.
Well, Ken Hinkley's in there.
I was definitely probably going to pick Ken Hinkley. But yeah, put Ken Hinkley in. That's fun.
Hinkley is your defender. Your next is GWS in the 2020s.
All right. Now, go down a lot because there's going to be some weird stuff going on here.
We have Mummy.
You could have Mummy as the ruck.
You got at the very bottom Liz Grucheski and Harry Rouston.
We've got Tanner Bruin as well.
Yeah, but I think his Geelong stats count for this one, maybe. I don't know.
Really? All right. Yeah. Go up a little bit.
Oh, Jeremy Finlayson. Matt DeBoer.
Yeah, throw Mummy in the ruck.
23 hitouts.
Awful.
All right, Hawthorn in the 2000s.
This one is...
Short and Wren Hawthorn edition. It's a shame you've already got your ruck.
Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the club.
Oh, you're going to spin the club?
Yeah, you're not taking a team that won like premierships.
A premiership.
Yeah,
stole one. Oh, West Coast in the 2000s. Yeah, no, they were no good.
Well, go down.
You've got Brad Ebert, West Coast edition at the very bottom.
Oof.
There's a lot of names I don't know here.
Throw Beau Waters in as a defender.
Beau Waters, well, he's either utility or your mid.
Oh, yeah. If
so you've got Ken Hinkley. You've got Ken Hinkley as your defender. All right, you need a forward and a utility. Collingwood in the 2010s.
Error change. Oh no, Tim Broomhead. So yeah, he's the guy. Do you remember? Were we together when that happened? I think we were at the pub before a Lions game where he wrapped his leg around a pole.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that. All right, so your last one, Essendon 2010s, you're looking for a forward. Oh, Kyle Reimers.
Right. Jason Winderlick. Nah, hold on. What do we got?
Laverde is a forward in there as well.
That's not good. Scroll up a touch. Gotta have some fun with it.
I mean, McDonald, Tip and Woody's in there. Leroy Jetter's in there.
He's too good. He's too good. Let's go an error change just for fun. Might as well use these things when we get the chance.
Essendon in the 90s.
Well, they won a lot of premierships.
Scott Cummings really? Essendon edition. Jesus. Carousella's in there.
Carousella is in there. Scroll up a bit. Let's have some fun.
Shea Cockatoo Collins Essendon edition. Derek Kickett.
Yeah, no. Throw Carousella in, I reckon.
All right, you have gone 11 and 12. That's a good team, mate.
Far better. So I'll just... The worst one that I've got, I will tell you this team. It's unbelievably bad. And there's no way they win 7 games. In the ruck, Billy Longer. We've got on the ball, Taj Woden.
Ooh, okay.
Up forward, Big Reef McInnes. And then 2 guys, which is why it's not as funny. We've got Peter Berbakoff.
Yeah.
And Stephen Ziller.
Sure.
His name's spelled Sziller. And I've got 7. There's no chance that is winning 7 games. Not happening.
No,
much like a lot of the 22 and ones that everyone keeps getting. Anyway, that was a bit of fun. What else do we do? Do we want to talk about your football?
Yeah, we can chat Maruka here. Big game against Sandgate Sunday evening. Got the win. Could not kick straight to save ourselves in the first half. I think we went into the main break at 2 goals 11. And then last half was all right. Ended up winning 63-2. So got the win, but tough game. Good guys though, Sandgate.
Hold on, did you say you won 63-2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your backline held up very well. They were tough. They were tough, but good guys. And good to have a beer with them at the end. So shout out to the Sandgate Hawks for their hospitality and for putting on beers at the end of the game. But very sore today. Very sore.
Well, it sounds like they don't have much else to think about, really. Like, with all due respect to them. Sandgate, did we talk about this last week where I think I fell in a creek at Sandgate as a child?
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know if that got cut or not, but that was... Maybe Mum will remember which obscure northern football stadium, well, football field, rather, that I was just let loose and fell into a creek and had to get rescued by someone. I don't know who. Fun times.
I think our next game's against Jim Boomer. That'll be back at Maruka on the weekend of the 27th, so more details on that to come. But, we limped to the bye. Good to have the bye. And we ready ourselves for an assault in the back half of the year.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it can't really be any worse.
No, I would have thought so.
Do I want to tempt fate? Want to tempt fate? Yeah, I'll tempt fate. Why not? Can't get any worse, so we'll just play better, and it'll be a more fun second half of the season. And
sure hope so. No more injuries, please.
Yeah, and we've got players coming back with any luck, and hopefully there's just a bit of a concerted effort to have a bit of a training block so that they can kind of be a bit more effective. So I think I'm looking forward to it. I'm always looking forward to it. Whereas you're reflectively not looking forward to it. You're like, I can't believe I lived through that. Whereas I'm like, oh, next week will be better. Do you remember when we started this and I was the negative one?
I do remember that.
What's happened?
Look, at the end of the day, it's not that I'm not worried, because at the end of the day, we've still got 2 bloody flags in the back pocket to relive.
I was like, choose your words carefully here, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Just, as I said, unconvincing. Unconvincing is where I'm at the moment.
It kind of makes me wonder, like... Oh, you'll probably look it up and be like, yeah, they won 53 games in a 27-game season. Like, I wonder what, like, Hawthorn's season was like in that. But also, I think that the competition is far better than it was back then because, like,
In what?
We
In
were
like
horrible.
2015?
Yeah, like because we were there, and Gold Coast and GWS were there, and that's just like, hi, do you want 6 free wins for doing nothing? Have them. Whereas we're like, everyone's scrambling to try and get their shit sorted before Tasmania comes in. So it's like, oh, everyone's kind of got this win now attitude, even though it's impossible for some of them. So, yeah, if we win a three-peat, it will be the greatest three-peat of all time, undoubtedly.
So,
Which I don't even think
for
that's the right
reference,
pronunciation of that word.
2012 they went 17-5, finished on top. 2013 they went 19-3 with a percentage of 135 and finished on top.
Oh, finished on top? So, yeah.
2014 they finished second, 17-5. 2015 they finished third, 16-6.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to play more games, and yeah, as I said, if we grab another cup, like, I don't care who you think. Like, yes, they won a triple premiership in the 18-team competition with, like, what was, like, Essendon going through the drug thing?
Yeah.
You know, like, there's a lot of mitigating circumstances.
Look, I'll take it. Of course I will.
Yeah, you take. You.
Anyway, see you next week. Get your questions in. Get in touch, and we'll preview the Sydney game and a little bit of back half of the season chat as well.
Geez, Sydney. Well, that was funny.